Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah.
Terence Crawford was hit with the question every great fighter eventually faces, and it happened live, in a moment that instantly went viral. How would you fare against Floyd Mayweather at his prime? He didn't flinch. Instead, he leaned forward, cracked a small grin, and dropped a bombshell. Floyd would have been easier to stop than Errol Spence. Within hours, every boxing podcast, Twitter feed, and sports network was locked in debate. Has Crawford truly entered GOAT territory? Because after defeating Canelo Alvarez, becoming a 3-division undisputed champion, and staying undefeated through 42 fights, that confidence isn't arrogance. It's earned. And what's wild is he might actually be right.
Yo, yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound. You or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Because Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm going to always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
Floyd Mayweather built his empire on defense, precision, and perfect timing. Crawford, though, forged his legend through danger, destruction, and pure dominance. He doesn't just beat opponents, he dismantles them. From Sean Porter to Errol Spence to Canelo Alvarez, everyone who shared the ring with him has walked away humbled. So when Crawford claimed he'd stop Floyd easier than Spence, it wasn't arrogance. It was a reflection of how he sees the game. Floyd fought to protect his legacy. Crawford fights to expand his. And that's what separates them. Floyd was the master of strategy. Every fight handpicked. Every moment calculated. Right opponent, right timing, perfect conditions. You could call it smart business. But for years, fans and even pros have called it something else, cherry-picking.
This is the situation, guys. No one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division.
Get them all.
Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it by jumping middle. He came lightweight, junior welter, then he won a belt at junior middle, not the whole championship, and then skipped middle to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed, for the Ring Magazine super middleweight championship of the world, and left no doubts, including with Canelo, who was all class after the fight but knew what had just happened.
Even Max Kellerman once said it best, Floyd's resume is long, but it's selective. Crawford's might be shorter, but it's pure. And it's wild, because when you really look at it,
wild, because like if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. He wiped out the junior lights, bring him. Lightweight, he jumps up to Jose Luis Castillo first thing. A lot of people think he lost the first fight, then I didn't, but then he won the rematch. But once he left lightweight, he was careful about when he fought guys. So even though his resume is deeper with names, people remember, but he didn't want it with certain dudes at certain times. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time. That makes a difference.
And that's really the heart of this whole debate. Floyd mastered control, the ring, his opponents, even the timing of every fight. Crawford, on the other hand, doesn't chase control. He craves conquest.
Think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moved in weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather is really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because it's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, And Crawford, this is his era.
Look at how he hunted down Errol Spence. For years, people swore that fight would never happen. Classic boxing politics. But Crawford didn't sit around waiting for the perfect payday or the perfect deal. He called Spence out, took the fight, and tore him apart round after round. Then came Canelo Alvarez, 2 weight classes up. Everyone said it was career suicide, that Crawford was too small. But what happened? He walked straight through Canelo's power, neutralized his size, and dominated him for 12 straight rounds.
Your reaction to Terence, what he did, that's another crazy thing, right?
No, that's not crazy. No, I say it's not crazy because I predicted. I said Canelo was going to get old in the ring that night. No disrespect to Crawford. He did a good. Crawford could have stopped him. He could have. Me being a coach and watching how the fight was going on, he could have stopped him. And I know he's saying it in his mind, but he was being humble of Canelo. He was being humble, and it was a great fight, and it was good talk for the boxing world. And that's what it's all about, to entertain, to get us something to look at. We've been entertained like this for years, for centuries, of gladiators and stuff, going in the ring, representing their fans.
That's not cherry picking. That's walking straight into the fire, just to prove you can't burn. And this is where things start heating up. Old school boxing fans, especially those who came up during Floyd's era, are having a hard time accepting this new reality. Crawford isn't just beating fighters. He's redefining what greatness looks like right before our eyes.
Get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. But I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. That's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
No, that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Shane Mosley, Andre Ward, even Calvin Ford, they've all said it. Crawford is different. He's not undefeated because he dodged danger. He's undefeated because he welcomes it.
I was saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10 or top 15. Yeah. Easily, you know? There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. It's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks, you know? But the punching, the output that he was giving Canelo definitely gave him the win.
That's why he wasn't just talking big when he said stopping Floyd would be easier than Spence. He was speaking from evidence. It was data.
I saw you before the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. GOAT. Greatest of all time, man. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to him. You gotta give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chet, nutritionists. You know, everybody played a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
Who, Terence? Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course he is.
Floyd was a master of defense. No one did it better. But Crawford, he can do it all. Orthodox, southpaw, countering pressure, controlling distance, adjusting mid-fight. He's built for every situation. Floyd dominated through discipline. Crawford dominates through adaptation. But here's where it gets even more interesting. After that viral interview, the boxing world lit up. Some backed Floyd, saying no one could ever rival his IQ or command inside the ring, that both men were simply kings of their own eras. But others, including some of Floyd's fiercest former rivals, sided with Bud.
He rank now, all time, ending this interview.
Number 1, and the only one that he got at top is Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is this generation guy. You know what I'm saying? Accomplishing all the goals that he accomplished.
Matched up? How do they match up, Floyd and Terence?
Hey, I'm like this, man. It's going to be great because Floyd, he's about his work. He put in work. We've been watching it for decades. You know what I'm saying? Him coming out of retirement to do this fight, that's a win for the whole world boxing. Every generation from Floyd's generation to this generation didn't get to see it come. That's just like we never get to see Michael Jordan play, right? But we remember when he used to play. Come on. So
let's be honest. What's left for Crawford to prove? He's unified 135, 147, and now 168. He's moved through weight classes like it's second nature, dismantling bigger, stronger opponents with ease. And every time people say he's hit his ceiling, he breaks through it again. That's the line that separates great fighters from true legends, when greatness itself starts to feel inevitable.
Would you consider going back down to 154 and face Jaron Ennis, the guy who prepared Canelo Alvarez for this fight?
Nope. I ain't going down 154.
But here's the thing. Crawford doesn't care about being compared to Floyd. He said it himself. He's not chasing Mayweather's money or fame. What he wants is something much deeper. Pure respect.
I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, was, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever, keep it real, boy. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll beat it.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll beat it. Never. That's some hating type shit to me.
Like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person ever.
And he's earning it by doing what Floyd never did, taking on the toughest fights, anytime, anywhere. That's why Bud is so beloved in today's boxing world. He's the complete opposite of the influencer era. While others chase clout, fight YouTubers, and cash in on exhibition matches, Crawford steps into the ring with killers. That's why so many believe Bud's legacy has already surpassed Floyd's, because while Floyd built a brand, Crawford is building history.
The thing you said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time. Right. So 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. He said timing was everything. Perfect timing, everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Mm-hmm. Not even just beating your opponent. For your mind to be that fresh, come fight that.
One protects his record. The other protects the sport. And you can feel the tension building. Floyd still hasn't responded directly to Bud's. I'd stop him easier than Spence' comment. But insiders say he's fuming. Because no matter how big Floyd's bank account gets, he can see it. His old throne slowly crumbling, with Crawford now sitting right on top of it.
Everything you said about fighting not being there spiritually, mentally, you think that might have affected Canelo, or that was just a skill difference was too wide?
You know, I do think he was a little mentally tired. He's been at that level for a long time. Right. So 11 fights in 4 years. That's a lot.
Timing was perfect for Crawford.
Yeah.
He said it himself at the press conference. He said timing was everything. Perfect timing, everything.
That's right.
His whole career was on timing.
He was mentally tired, but you got to give Crawford credit, man. To keep your mind that mentally fresh and sharp and go out there and perform like that, that's a win itself. Mm-hmm. Not even just beating your opponent. For your mind to be that fresh, come fight that.
That's why Floyd's been popping up in more interviews lately, talking about his fight with Mike Tyson and throwing shade at Crawford's accomplishments. He even said recently that Canelo isn't what people think he is, which many took as a quiet attempt to downplay Crawford's win.
You take a guy like Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
But that's classic Mayweather. The moment he feels the spotlight drifting away, he starts shadowboxing with the next generation. The truth is, Floyd ruled in an era where timing and marketing mattered more than risk. Crawford is leading one where risk defines greatness. It's a perfect contrast, money versus legacy.
Everybody keep asking me, why you not coming back to fight? Why you not coming back to fight? So I look at the fight game, I said, okay. I said, fighters fighting, they make $3 million, $4 million, $6 million, $7 million. Some may make 10 or 20 million. But I'm doing exhibitions and I'm making 20, 25 million, 100 million for exhibitions. So why would I come back and fight and get a guaranteed 35 million when I'm doing exhibitions and getting 100?
But here's where the story twists. While Crawford's name is being etched into history, much of boxing's elite seems more focused on fame than fighting. Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Floyd versus Mike Tyson. Exhibition after exhibition. Meanwhile, Bud is carrying the torch for real boxing, showing the world that legacy still matters, that greatness is earned inside the ropes, not through a streaming deal.
Terence is only going to fight Boots if there's loads of money on the line, because he knows how good Ennis is, and he's not going to fight anymore unless it's for a lot of money. So we have to do what we say. We have to prove the quality of Ennis, and he has to earn his shot against Crawford. But that is the fight that I look at in 9 to 12 months' time, 3 fights down the line. And I think US fight fans are going to be crying out for that fight. Like, you imagine if we beat Lima on Saturday, we beat Ortiz, we beat Fundora or Mertzalayev or Zayas. Everyone will be calling for Ennis v. Crawford.
I think a lot of fans are crying for that now.
They have been for years.
Yeah.
But the reality is we still need to, it's not, I think everyone who, like I say, everybody that knows boxing.
Yeah, boxing fans.
One that knows how good Ennis is what a fight. That is unbelievable. But still, you've got to educate people that Ennis is as good as I say he is. Right? And you do that by beating the champion. So we've got work to do.
That's why the Floyd-Crawford debate runs deeper than 2 names. It's businessman versus warrior. Crawford doesn't chase clout or viral moments. He doesn't care for trash talk or headlines. He stands for craftsmanship, for the purity of the sport itself. And that's what makes him timeless. That's what makes him dangerous. Because while everyone else is chasing fame, Crawford is quietly chasing history. And the scary part, he's not done yet.
Came up here, I'm kind of nervous to be talking in front of the public, but I'm gonna be short. But I just want to speak about something that I feel like Bud kind of taught me, and I feel as though it's gonna take me farther in life, and I feel like for the next generation and the kids that's coming up behind us to understand. It's one word that I've been thinking about when I wanted to speak about Bud. It's integrity. I feel like integrity is a strong word, and I feel like it's bigger than money, it's bigger than fame, and I feel like Bud Crawford taught me integrity, and it's gonna last forever. So shout out to Bud, shout out to his family. I feel like his family did a great job with him. His coaches did a great job, and everybody surrounding him and supporting him made him into this genuine, strong human being, and I appreciate him for everything that he done for me. So shout out to Bud Crawford, shout out to Omaha, Nebraska, and it's all love.
Crawford is 38, yet he still looks razor sharp, fast, focused, and hungry. He's hinted at 1 or 2 more fights, the biggest ones possible. Whether it's a Canelo rematch, a jump to middleweight, or finally giving Boots Ennis a shot, every fight from here on out isn't just competition, it's legacy in motion.
Perfect weight for Boots is 160. I think he could go there now and be in his absolute prime. He'll be tight at 54 tomorrow. People think that when you move up in weight, all of a sudden it's easy. He's massive. He will 100% go to 168 at some point. So right there, you've got a 4-division championship. But I don't want him just to be a 4-division champion. I want him to be undisputed in those, because I think he's the natural progressor to Terence Crawford. I think he's of the same kind of ability as Terence Crawford. And what Crawford's done is amazing because he was undisputed in 3 weight classes.
Yeah, you got to prove it in a ring.
Of course you have. It's very well me saying it, but you've got to prove it in a ring. But you've also, people know in boxing. So everyone's always known how good Crawford was. But it took him a long time to get the opportunities to prove it. We've got to make sure that we're not 36, 37, 38 when we're getting those opportunities. Because if Boots can get it at 29, 30, he's going to be around 34, 35. He lives a clean life. Do you know what I mean? I think this guy, I truly believe, I think he could be one of the all-time greats.
And that's the beauty of it. Floyd Mayweather may have retired undefeated, but Crawford has stepped away unchallenged. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. So here's the question. Who's really the best? Is it Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford in his prime? Who wins inside the ring? The defensive genius or the adaptable destroyer? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more boxing stories. I'll catch you in the next one.